Starting timer.
Alright. First question. What is your name?
You know my name, Inspector.
I'm not Inspector anymore. From now on, call me Commissioner Wes.
Oh, okay. Commissioner.
This question is meant to provide cross-checking for fine-tuning end results.
I still didn't hear your name.
Oh, yeah. It's Brok.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Last name?
It's just Brok.
Subject now registered as just Brok.
No, I meant... forget it.
Alright. First question. What is your name?
Your name? It's Wes, of course.
I didn't ask you my name. I know this is difficult for your below-average reptile brain, but you need to focus.
Hey, I was joking. No need for the insults.
Alright. First question. What is your name?
Hot dog. I was expecting to get electroshocked here.
You're not the only one. Any explanation?
The subject may actually have the secret desire to be called Hot Dog.
I had no idea.
This reveals a lot about ourselves. Keep doing it.
All right.
Next question. What's your job?
Handyman. I do plumbing, sewing, and sometimes even cooking. See? I'm telling the truth.
No surprise there. You put your best competencies into practice.
This declaration makes no sense. All these tasks can be performed by bots with a lot more efficiency than humans.
We slummers would never let our jobs in the hands of petty tin cans.
And you can't afford bots.
Oh, yeah.
Your population is declining at a steady rate. Soon you won't have a choice.
Never. The strongest survives. That's how it's always been.
Uh-huh. Very true. Next question. What's your job?
What do you think? I'm a dancer. Sometimes I give lessons.
It is physically impossible for the subject to be a good dancer, due to his proportions.
I said I'd dance. Not that I'm good at it.
Stop wasting our time. The more you do, the longer you'll be held.
You're just being jealous.
We're still waiting for a reply.
All right. I'm a private detective. Happy?
Next question. What's your job?
It's obvious. Private detective.
Uh-huh. If I remember correctly, you used to be a boxer.
I ended my boxing career right after the fighting pits were closed.
They got replaced by virtual arenas. Give it a try. You can make a lot of money.
Oh, well, I wouldn't dare to participate. They're illegal.
Uh-huh. No.
The subject seems nervous. Sweat has increased by 50%. Should we add a new question to the queue?
That won't be necessary. Next question. Why did you become a detective?
And handyman.
Whatever.
What else? For the money, of course. You wouldn't believe how much people are ready to spend for putting out the trash or fixing their toilets.
Trying to impress us? What a failure.
I'm not like that. I can't understand.
I believe you. The lie detector must have fried a good portion of your brain.
Yeah, the truth is, I can barely make ends meet. Sure, I get jobs, but from lads even poorer than myself. Most of the time, I can't bear asking them for a retribution.
Working for free. How charitable and altruistic.
I'd cry, if I could.
Shut up. You have no idea what real living means.
Uh-huh. Next question. Why did you become a detective?
And handyman.
Whatever.
I'm doing it for Graf.
Dumb. Graf. Oh, I assume this is your son.
No, he's Lia's. In her testament, she asked me to. Hey, I thought you'd remember. After all, you were in charge of the case 5 years ago.
My memory isn't a database, you know.
The chief means he's getting old and can't be as efficient as he used to.
I guess. Lately I've been losing my memory too. Whatever. I needed to make a living for both of us. The police ain't helping us, so I figured a lot of slummers could use my assistance.
Uh-huh. Next question. Why did you become a detective?
And handyman.
Whatever.
After Lia's death, I couldn't get over it, you know.
Of course. I was in charge of this case.
I figured, if I become a detective, I'll get a chance to find the culprit. Someone has to pay.
So this is revenge?
I'm not sure. Much has happened since then.
But you never found any clue?
No. I hardly have time to focus on that now. But I'm not giving up hope.
Hope is a hard concept to grasp. It doesn't rely on any factual data.
Hence why you'll never be more than metal scraps on feet.
I can sense hostility coming from this subject.
Let's move on. Next question. What relationship do you have with Sim?
Despite what happened, I feel bad for him. He was ready to put his life in danger for his girl. Who wouldn't do the same in his place?
You fell for it.
Oh, what do you mean?
Impressive. And you call yourself a detective. You haven't imagined for 1 second. Could be lies?
Impossible. I know the guy.
Who you met that same morning.
Besides, I spotted a picture of his wife and girl.
This could be anyone. Something he printed from the tri-web.
I can tell lies from truth without a stinking machine. Just like I can blindly trust some people and should never, ever trust some others. You're in the second category.
In our job, we don't trust feelings. We trust tangible, hard-as-rock facts.
You haven't changed one bit. No different than this robot watching us. Compiling data. I'd rather be a lousy detective than a cold-as-ice flatfoot with no heart like you.
Uh-huh.
Can't you stop it with your uh-uhs? It's stressful beyond imagination.
Uh-huh. Next question. What relationship do you have with Sim?
Was my client.
Uh-huh.
He was looking for something he lost.
The gun? No need to explain.
The conversation between the subject and the suspect has been fully recorded as evidence number 2563.
So, you know everything. What's the point of this whole interrogation?
I'm the one asking the questions here. Focus. Tell us how you met.
He tried to call me, endlessly. I believe he found me on the tri-web. I've seen his searches.
Uh-huh. Next question. What relationship do you have with Sim?
What do you think? I hate him. But he attacked me! Almost killed me!
I know. A good fight.
Wait a minute. You were there? Watching?
We solve cases. We don't prevent little quarrels.
So you didn't mind if one of us got killed?
The suspect was not threatening a first-class citizen. There was no reason to intervene. One less prisoner means space for another. This is pure logic.
I can't believe this.
In any case, the protocols recommend the lethal use of our guns in such circumstances. You should be thanking us for not intervening.
Oh yeah, I'm always so lucky.
Next question. What have you been doing this morning?
My investigation.
Be more precise.
I went to Sin's home, then to the sewers. Oh, and before that I crossed the border to check the alley and the pharmacy for clues.
Uh-huh. You crossed the border.
You know, I used to be a drummer, so...
You still have access. This isn't acceptable. It should have been revoked long ago.
Should the main database be checked for this record?
Yes, please.
Record found. Revocation request. There is no availability right now. A ticket has been reserved. The process will be performed as soon as possible. Estimate 58 hours and 35 minutes from now.
What a slow process. Well, never mind. As long as it's done.
Good. That leaves me some time.
You mentioned the sewers.
Yeah, the gun left tracks that led me there.
Tell me about the Squealers.
Their leader and a few of his minions wouldn't let me pass, so... Hey, but how do you know I met him?
A wild guess. They've been causing a lot of trouble lately. You just confirmed our suspicions.
Yeah, you need to do something about them. They're acting like it's their territory and everything.
In due time. Next question. What have you been doing this morning?
Sin reported losing his gun in Drummer Street. I desperately needed to cross the border post, so I entered that pyramid building and hacked the server to have my identity. Man, that was tough. That place is literally a hive of lasers. My friend Shay helped set this up. She's an expert at hacking servers, you know.
No.
That's embarrassing.
You don't say. Not only did you reveal committing a crime, but you've implicated your friend as well. Bravo.
Thank you.
Agent X598, please revoke his identity immediately.
Record found. Revocation request. There is no availability right now. A ticket has been reserved. The process will be performed as soon as possible. Estimate 58 hours and 35 minutes from now.
What a slow process. Well, never mind. As long as it's done.
Good. That leaves me some time.
As for your friend, we shall start an investigation on her as soon as possible.
Oh, great. She's gonna kill me.
Only if we don't do it first. Next question. What have you been doing this morning?
I'm starving. Can't we take a break? What? I'm not lying. I'm really hungry.
It also detects attempts to avoid direct questions.
Couldn't you tell me beforehand?
The algorithm suggests this question should be skipped.
Very well.
Hey, what about my snack?
Next question. How do you think we should handle...
It's obvious. Free him immediately. Give him a second chance. He deserves it.
Deserves. So, you believe in redemption. You think a criminal can redeem himself and never repeat any wrongdoings again.
You're talking about Sin as if he murdered someone. It was just a failed robbery.
And poisoning a police officer, nothing important then.
I wouldn't say not important, but nobody's dead. Besides, he won't do it again. I'm 100% sure of it.
Agent X598, please give your input on this.
There's a 95% probability of criminals committing a new crime within 10 years. This is a well-known statistic. Therefore, we suggest the subject must be having some kind of brain malfunction for contradicting this.
Oh, so I'm crazy, huh? For what? Believing no one's perfect? Do all citizens have to believe all the crap you say? Tell me, what's the source of this blasted figure? Even if it were true, there's still a 5% chance to never get in any trouble. And 10 years is a very long time.
Calm down and focus. We're not here to judge you.
Yeah, right.
Let's move on. Next question. How do you think we should handle Sin?
Put him in prison.
For your information, the device was up to 90%, close to shock reacting when the subject replied.
Looks like even you don't really believe this is an appropriate solution.
Well, why not? Give him some time to think. That's what prisons are for, right?
I thought you'd be better aware of our system by now. Prisons are only there for one reason. Give us time before passing judgment.
Incidentally, the government is currently aiming to reduce judgment calculation time. When this process is finalized, prisons will be deemed unnecessary.
There are only 3 possible outcomes. Get freed, exiled, or...
assassinated.
We prefer the term eliminated.
Wait a sec. A machine decides whether we live or die? I'm aware of the data thingamabobs to help with the investigation, but what happened to only a human can be judged?
This point is still being debated inside the government, which doesn't make sense. Machines don't commit mistakes. They're neutral.
Says who?
Commissioner, we've got enough elements for this question.
I agree.
What a world we live in.
Next question. How do you think we should handle Sin?
So, Sin tried to rob valuable medicine. He poisoned a police officer. He brutally attacked me. And if I didn't have fighting abilities, I'd probably be dead now. What are you waiting for? Kill him.
You're actually okay with us terminating him. Aren't you full of surprises?
I was just joking.
You have no idea how many people joke during interrogation. Next question. Have you ever murdered someone? Please reply.
Yeah, of course I've murdered someone. What the? That's impossible. I'd never. I couldn't kill someone in cold blood. There's something wrong with your contraption. You gotta believe me.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're considering bots.
You've killed bots?
They can't be killed. They're machines.
Uh-huh. Let's be more specific. Next question. Have you ever murdered someone? Please reply.
No, I've never murdered anyone. What the? That's impossible. I'd never. I couldn't kill someone in cold blood. There's something wrong with your contraption. You gotta believe me.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're considering bots.
You've killed bots?
They can't be killed. They're machines.
Uh-huh. Let's be more specific. Have you killed Lia?
What?
Answer the question!
Sure, I killed her. Then I cut her into 1,000 pieces and swallowed her. Never been so happy to get electroshocked.
So, you didn't?
No, of course not.
Say it aloud.
I did not kill Lia.
The data is confirmed with a 99.998% probability.
See? Your stupid machine agrees with me.
Uh-huh.
What does this have to do with Sin?
You can complain later. This interrogation isn't over. Have you killed Lia?
What?
Answer the question!
No, of course not.
Say it aloud.
I did not kill Lia.
The data is confirmed with a 99.998% probability.
See? Your stupid machine agrees with me.
Uh-huh.
What does this have to do with Sin?
You can complain later. This interrogation isn't over. Last question. Who did you really kill?
No one. I've never killed anyone.
I don't quite understand your insistence.
Are you trying to frame me for something? Don't tell me I wouldn't remember if I ever killed someone.
Technically, there's a slim possibility the subject cannot remember doing it. This usually happens when suffering from psychotic issues, like schizophrenia.
Shut up, you heap of junk. I'm not mad.
Uh-huh. Last question. Who did you really kill?
I've killed myself.
The subject is not making any sense.
I can confirm you're not dead, but it seems you do want to die prematurely.
Where's your sense of humor?
Humor is a concept hard to grasp for us, but it seems highly counterproductive.
Yeah. I get the picture. You're no fun. So, are we done?
You did this to escape the question. Very well. This last question. Who did you really kill?
I can't remember. See? No electroshock. I told you. Must be something wrong with your machine.
Uh-huh. Possibly.
We agree with the subject. The data of this interrogation is of contradictory nature.
Very well. Last question. Who did you really kill?
Yeah. There's this robot I met recently. After losing his job, he feared being reset and losing his memory. There's so much suffering in his voice.
Uh-huh. So you...
Destroyed him. Yeah.
Huh.
As I said, doesn't matter, right? I mean, he was just a robot.
Uh-huh. Yet you now consider a robot to be someone.
You sure?
Remember the question. Who did you kill?
Oh, well, maybe. But they're not humans, so...
They're inferior?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Last question. Who did you really kill?
I told you. This morning, there was this old man in my street.
Uh-huh. I'm guessing he was a slummer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter then.
Obviously. Police ain't supposed to protect us, right?
We aren't.
As a general rule, the population referred to as slummers aren't paying contributions to the police department.
Then why are your robots and drones wandering through our streets constantly?
Criminals need to be chased, wherever they are.
But we're not all.
Enough! This interrogation is over.
Stopping timer.
Not too soon.
Alright. First question. What is your name? Don't take all your time to answer. Next question. What's your job? Again?
Hey, I need more time.
Next question. Why did you become a detective?
And handyman.
Whatever. Come on! It's not that difficult.
No pressure, huh? It's not like I had a torture device on my head.
Next question. What relationship do you have with Sim?
My brain is melting.
What's left of it anyway? Next question. What have you been doing this morning? Last question. Who did you really kill?
I've killed myself.
My sensors indicate that the subject's vital functions turned off.
What a wimp. Giving us trouble up until the end, huh? This incident shall not be made public. Erase all evidence, including the body. Nobody will look for a slummer.
Yes, Chief.